Full introduction yourself. Studio life, please. Bami wo boya Mr. Oseme on shi wa nbe tó bá tin lọ mo bá mi wà ní corridor tó bá tin lọ jẹ́ kí n má yẹ kan lọ bo má jẹ́ kí má ṣe mo ko sha mo pé n so mo. Alright, of course, guys, this is still the Ultimate Instar Radio. Of course, thank you for keeping it locked in right here on the Super Dial. Yes, it's 95.1 FM, that's the frequency, and you know we're situated on the 5th floor, Cocoa House, Dubai, Ibadan. Yes, it's another time for the One Love Family House right here. We have people from the Divine Light Mission live with us in the studio, and yeah, we'll be talking about the ministry of Satguru Maharaj Ji alongside some other pressing issues surrounding the state of the nation as well. And today we have with us in the studio someone from Yenogwa Ashram of the Divine Light Mission or the One Love family. Of course, he is the assistant community coordinator of the ashram in Yenogwa, that's Bayelsa State. And of course, his name is Service Prami Gelegukuma Roypre. Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you.
It's good to have you on the show, sir.
My name is Service Premi Honorable Gelegukuma Roypre.
You're an honorable.
Yeah.
That's nice. So you're into politics?
Yeah, in politics, in business. I received Maharaj Divine Knowledge on 8th of August, 89 at Uweri.
1989. Wow.
So 8th of August this year will be 35 years with Satguru Maharaj.
Wow.
So you can imagine somebody in this part of the world to stay with Satguru Maharaj Ji for 35 years means there's something important. That's why I'm still with Maharaj.
Something important,
yeah.
You say. Well, tell us, what was the encounter surrounding how you met Maharaj Ji? Did you needed something from him? Or was it that you ran to him because of a problem that you had? Or somebody told you about him and you just decided to try it out? Yeah. How did you come across Satguru Maharaj Ji?
Yeah, Satguru Maharaj Ji, Maharaj Ji is a phenomenon, okay? Yeah, you go to Maharaj Ji with problems, and when your life is being threatened and you are unconscious, Maharaj Ji will look for you to save you. So in my case, at the age of 17, unknown to me, I was passing through spiritual problems. I dropped out from school, though from a divorced relationship of my parents. So I was staying with my aunt who was maltreating me. So I dropped out from school. Then along that line, one Adinkule Robert, it's a friend that met me, say the living perfect master is around. And you see, you can imagine, that's why I said it's a phenomenon. Okay, at the age of 17, what do I know about spiritualism? When my life was already out of the line.
You were just a teen. You're just a teen.
Yes.
And you heard that Robert tell you about the living perfect
my
master.
My friend, he said, there's a new name in town, and it's Satguru Maharaj, the living perfect master. I said, what does that mean? He said, it's God. It's okay, as you know, peers influence. Under that peers pressure, I followed him to One Love Family Ashram, and subsequently went and received knowledge on the 8th of August. It is from there things turn around for me to be conscious that, okay, if not of this grace, I would have become a useless person. That is just by history. You know, today, out of that grace for 35 years, yes, you started experiencing what really brought you to Maharaj. That's why I use the word Maharaj is a phenomenon. Consciousness is what is necessary. Some people consciously look for Maharaj because they have problem. There are some souls that want to be destroyed that Maharaj see that are very important. Maharaj will look for a way to save you. So my case is that of the one that was looking for salvation unconsciously. And the grace touched me, I received knowledge. And subsequently, as I continue in the journey of this grace, I begin to realize that if I have not met Maharaj Ji, something very dangerous would have happened to me. And that was what brought me to Satguru Maharaj Ji. You know, as I said earlier, I'm from Nembe, in Nembe local government area of Bayelsa State. I'm the assistant committee coordinator in Agua City Ashram. You know, I finished from University of Port Harcourt, my first degree there. I'm doing my master's in Federal University of Tueke in the Department of Political Science. My option is public administration and local government development. I'm into business. Currently, I'm handling the surveillance contract for UML 29, operated by ITU Eastern Exploration Company. So Maharaj Ji has been very good to me in my life, because it's not something about, say, okay, when you talk about material things, you know, you can get wealth from anywhere. But Maharaj's wealth, the essence of Maharaj's coming is to secure your life. And my concern, what made me to stay with Maharaj is the security of this life. And when you talk about security of life, people say, people can have security, fine. But when you look at the religious system, they are promising that they can give you security, but they are using another security to protect themselves. So where is the security that you get from there? But in Maharaj's case, when I said, come, I will secure your life in land, air, and sea. And you now look at the reality of what you are talking about. Is Maharaj Ji using another security to secure himself? If somebody wants to secure you and said, I can secure your life, my God can secure you, you evaluate the nature of that person that is promoting that security.
Of course, does he have the security
yes.
of his own?
Or of his own. That is the reality of life that we can see. Today there's a difference between the truth and those who are making, you know, false claims. So when I talk about security, I talk from my own life experience. Okay, I'm coming from Bayelsa. That when you evaluate me, when you assess me, it's okay. For a man, like there was a day I was in the bank, and I was talking with Honorable Bobite. He said, because we studied from the same secondary school. Say, how old are you now? In Maharaj Ji, I said 34. He said, next year we're 35. He said, oh, supposed to be a reverend father. Yes, we laughed about it.
But then is there something like that when it comes to the hierarchy of you know, promoting oneself in the kingdom of Satguru Maharaj Ji? Do you have a position where if you have spent a certain age, a certain number of years serving the Satguru, you attain that position?
No, it's making reference to the Christian system. He said, for the period I've spent in Maharaj Ji kingdom, I'm supposed to have attained that level. No, for just that case of joke. In Maharaj Ji kingdom, the only thing that is required is for you to receive divine knowledge. When you receive divine knowledge, it's now left for you to practice divine knowledge. Okay? Today I can comfortably state that as a person, that's where I was talking, that security of life. And today I can comfortably state that I'm above human destruction, because I know the encounter I've experienced in life, in the political system, in the business world, in the academic system. Okay, like I said earlier, Maharaj said, I will guarantee you 100% security on land, sea, and air. Now, some other person is also saying, this after this, just after this, and this, I will secure you. My God can give you security. Now, evaluate, compare these two people. One is using conventional security to secure himself. He said he want to provide security for you, but using another source of security to secure himself. So one person is also saying, I will secure you, and he's using natural security, he's not using any conventional security. So among these two, under a normal assessment, who do you think can provide security? That is the reality we are talking about. See, one thing we must understand in life is that in a life full of this present world that we live, this pragmatic world that we live, everything is subjected to empirical evidence. Okay? You must experience, you observe and you experience the end product, whether it's real. This is a pragmatic world. Okay, everything is subjected to those standard of assessment.
But you before you tested Maharaj Ji and you saw that it worked for you, what were you testing before then?
Yeah, what I was like, one simple experience I want to give you. Okay, when my friend met me and said, the Lord is on the planet. I was in the Cherubim and Seraphim Church, okay? My parents,
Cherubim and
Cherubim and Seraphim. So
wow.
we all go to Cherubim. That's my friend, Robert, Adenkule Robert. We are related by blood, and so we all go to the Cherubim and Seraphim Church.
I beg your pardon. Can you tell me where you're from?
I'm from Nembe, in Nembe local government area of Bayelsa State.
Okay, all right.
So,
you can go ahead.
So we are related by blood, okay? His initially was Eleza Robert, okay? But after knowledge,
He changed
to Adenkule.
So he's also in knowledge.
So it's we are in the same. So like, let me give you this simple experience.
All right, I'm with
So
you.
when I followed him to attend the program, physically the body is not conscious, but the spirit is in need of salvation. Okay, so I followed him to the ashram. We attended the program. I came back to the house. Did you know that I was afflicted with ailment of scratches all over my body? The first day I attended one love family ashram in Nembe, they call it a faithful in our community. It's a sickness that is being afflicted on human being by those who have control into the spiritual system. And until you see a native doctor that have that kind of power, that sickness cannot be neutralized. So when I came to the house in the evening, I started, feeling these scratches all over my body. When I scratch everywhere, I said, this boy don't carry me, go do all this spiritual contribution, because the name is alien now. Satguru Maharaj Ji. When I went there, I saw flower, the picture of Maharaj Ji with bears. It's just like all this Indian kind of a thing, So I say, God help me. So I now approached him. I confronted him. I say, I'll go and tell my family people that you use me to go and do ritual, to do something. See the way I'm scratching all over my body. So if you do not look for a way to neutralize this, I'll go and tell my family people. So he said, hey, me, I've been going for 3 days, so I've not seen this kind of experience. So what do we do now? So I stayed with that scratches all over my body the following morning. So we now went to the temple where I attended the program in the early morning. So when we went there, the person presiding or coordinating the place saw me. I was trying to dress Maharaj Ji altar, hibiscus flowers and other. So I now narrated my story to him. He just realized what I'm saying. Okay, carry this flower, go and bath. Knowing fully well the enormity of the sickness I'm experiencing, I expect him to do something, like somebody who have been in the Cherubim and Seraphim Church. You see, you kneel down, they pray for you, give you anointing oil, and all that. He just gave me all this hibiscus flower, even the flower that I've seen over the next day. But I have no other option. I said, go and use it to bathe, then you come in the evening. But I not threatened my friends. I said, if this illness no go away, I'll go and tell my family people that you took me to somewhere, and that is where I was afflicted with this sickness. They say, hey, but I've been going there for some days, and behold, I took this flower, this hibiscus flower, to the bedroom, and I bathed with it. Gradually, these scratches started to go away from my body, just like play. And this is a kind of sickness that if you have been afflicted with it, until you see a native doctor that will take you to the other side and perform some rituals and appeasement, it cannot be removed from your body. And I bathed with just hibiscus flower. I was thinking it will come back, so I waited in the bedroom for some time. I came to the house, I still waited for some time, and behold, this thing did not come back again. So you see, as a human being, I now compare. I say, if I can be afflicted with this sickness that need intervention of herbalists and native doctor to cleanse it, can be resolved, can be treated with just hibiscus flower. That means this flower place, there is some level of power there, and that is my lame assessment, conviction of the experience. But the underlying other benefit begin to manifest when I continue with it. That is the beauty of who you are seeing here. Yes, that is my life experience.
Wow, such a beautiful story. Well, so many things I'd love to ask you, but we'll go on a short breather, and when we come back, of course, we'll continue from where we picked up right here. This is still the One Love Family Hour. Keep it locked on. Don't go nowhere. Wow. So you mean to tell me that's what it is? Now let's have you back. Service Prami Gede Gukuma, Roy Dre, you said you had this scratches on your body. You went to the ashram back in Yenugwa and in Nembe,
Yes,
and of course, you figured that when you got there was changes to your body. Now, do you believe that it was Satguru Maharaj Ji that did this, or the service premier or the ashram premier at the time that attended to you?
Well, in the practice of divine knowledge, okay, we don't have a second Maharaj, okay. One thing is, as at the time I went to that place, he has received knowledge and he's a coordinator. So whatever thing we do there is subjected to degrees of knowledge. So, like I said earlier, I went to him and reported the matter to him that, look, I attended your ashram yesterday and I experienced this kind of ailment, this kind of sickness in my body. What he just said, okay, take these altar flowers from the Maharaji altar, go and bathe with it. And I went and bathed with it and came back. He never gave me something that was eaten somewhere. And when you talk about altar flowers, if you go to Maharaji's kingdom or Maharaji ashram, you see in Maharaji's ashram, you see Maharaji picture, also called the altar, with flowers. Maharaji said, in your home, put Maharaji picture, put flowers there, call him, ask for whatever thing that you want, and Maharaji will answer you. So you find out that the flowers in Maharaji's altar have that potency to heal any sickness of every level. So whatever treatment I received was a flower given to me by the coordinator from Maharaji's altar. So the power of the healing is from the flowers from the altar of Maharaji. Okay? Like as I was saying earlier, we are looking at evaluating about potency, efficacy, okay, reality. Yes, this is not something where I knelt down before the man to pray for me. He brought out flowers from the altars of Satguru Maharaj Ji, and I should go and preach. And he equally asked me that you can take this track and also prepare your own altar. You see, that's what Maharaj is saying. Maharaj Ji altar signifies protection of 100%, land, sea, and air. Okay, anything related to Maharaji's altar, flowers from Maharaji's altar, anything, water from Maharaji's lotus feet carries the same equal potency to heal any kind of sickness. That's what we are talking about. Reality, not the one that you make believe. You bring incense, you bring candle, you slaughter goat. Natural. You see, even for me to be going that level, I was doubting whether thing can be effective. Yes, but I did with those flowers and the sickness was, cured. That is what I'm talking. The reality, genuineness of the grace, that power, which must call the grace of the Creator that has been bestowed on humanity, mostly Nigerians, to tap.
So let me ask you this question, sir. What exactly about the Satguru Maharaj Ji amuses you the most?
You see, one thing that amuses me most about Maharaj Ji is the security of this life. Okay, without a price to pay. Yes.
Security of life without
this
price to pay.
Without a price to pay. Okay, if you go to somewhere for the security of this life, they will say every month bring this thing. There are a lot of things. You are a human being like me. But in Maharaj kingdom, what do I pay? I don't have a altar of Maharaj. I give Maharaj a flower. And that is for my own benefit, not for anything. The genuineness, the genuinity of the security of life is what I'm saying. Because if I evaluate the security that is being provided by other people also, the fact that those who are even promising the security we are talking about do not even have that security. Yes, they too are looking for other source of security to protect themselves. In a pragmatic world like this, you evaluate the people who are claiming that they have the power to protect you. Yes.
So, you mean Satguru Maharaj Ji protects against all kinds of insecurity?
Whatever kind of...
But who can enjoy this protection?
The moment you call on Maharaj Ji, it does not mean you must be a black man, It does not mean he must be a white man. It does not mean he must be a devotee of Guru Maharaj Ji. Provided you call Maharaj Ji, say, Maharaj Ji, I need your grace, it's over. Yes. Maharaj said, consider, one thing we must realize, one thing, the Creator does not discriminate. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
The Creator does not discriminate. It's for every person. But to be full in control of this grace, you must go to, because one thing you must understand, because in this world now, a lot of people are coming up with a lot of claims. That's why Mary said, before you come to me, test and experience me before you believe in me. That thing that brought me to receive knowledge is the experience I have that, yes, this is a kind of sickness that will be cured by native doctors and herbalists, medicine men. But if ordinary flowers from Maharaj Ji altar can cleanse, can heal me, that means if I meet Maharaj Ji, I will got more power of my own. So if you have tried Maharaj Ji, if you experience Maharaj Ji, and when you are convinced, you have to go and meet Maharaj Ji to receive divine knowledge. That divine knowledge is the key that will have you the access to go to everywhere. Yes, you can travel to anywhere. Even though you a witchcraft you see and you cut to the neck of that person, you chop am, nothing will happen. You see? Because today, currently now, one of the problems of mankind is to realize what is wrong with you. Yes, you can be claiming illness this, illness that, but in the divine knowledge of Maharaj Ji, you have to find out who is your partner. Like as I am now, I know all my children, I know my parents, I know my wife, everybody, I know who they are, all the games they are playing in my house, the assignment they have. Do you think ordinary person can give you that grace, that power? Yes, I know everybody in my family. I just keep quiet because now Maharaj Ji gave me the grace. Yes. Do you know that as a human being, this life that we live is the physical and the spiritual. Okay, in the physical you enter motor to your house. In the spiritual, what do you know about the spiritual? It's the divine knowledge of Maharaj that will give you to explore the spiritual world. It's just like when you start for JAMB, you got admission, so you are now being accredited as a student to study in a particular university, then you'll be issued a certificate which will qualify you to become so person. So for you to operate in this spiritual world that determines the physical world, the only guarantee is the divine knowledge of Maharaj. Where you have unlimited access into the spiritual activities of life. Yes. Where nobody will restrict you, nobody will harm you, nobody will kidnap you, nobody will arrest you. You're under the protection of that divine power of creation. And that divine power of creation is what we call Maharaj Ji. Yes. You see, with that divine power, you like now you be in your house, you meditate, you find out that, like, look at what happened to Wigwe at his level. Me, I cannot die that kind of sinful death. Believe in me. With respect to him, yes. If I want to go out, I will see the signal. Yes, I will get the signal. That's why when you study some of your religious literature, they said evil is with God is in majority. Yes. The original people who studied religious history knew that the real God is not the God of book, is the God of the creation. Okay? What we are talking about is that power Maharaj has brought. Only a few. There is no devotee of Guru Maharaj Ji that is with Maharaj Ji that can die by accident. What kind of accident? Which means that go enter motor a day. If you come in, you come out.
But I've had several encounters with some of your premise. They come around, they say, oh, I was on this ship, we had a shipwreck, Maharaj Ji brought rock out from inside the water to lift me up on the surface. Or some will say, oh, I was once a marine spirit, my mother got me from the marine world, and when it was time for me to go back, Maharaj Ji saved me. I said no, I would not go back to the marine world. And we've had several other premise come to give their satsangs like that. And you just gave your horn about how you had scratches all over your body and you went to the ashram and all of that happened. Now, sir, these are signs that it's not natural, supernatural. But should we say Maharaj Ji got these superpowers from the Creator, or the Creator itself is Maharaj Ji and that's why all of that is happening through his servant, or let me say the person that we now see? as the Satguru?
Well, you see, one thing you need to understand is that the Satguru is the highest manifestation of God in human body. If you study religious literature, it says the Satguru, whoever you meet as a Satguru, is the highest manifestation of the Creator in human body.
How about the Pope?
The Pope, at your level, you're supposed to know the advance of Christianity. Okay? I don't need to teach you about the literature of Christianity. Okay? Pope is a position given to somebody to manage the affairs of Christianity as a result of a disconnect between those who receive divine knowledge from Christ and those new converts that came in. It was as a result of the disconnect between the original founders or original members of Christ that was with the initiation of the knowledge and the new convert that came in. Because of disconnect, okay, there are some people with the Holy Spirit, they can speak in tongue. Other people just came in because of belief. To bridge that gap of disconnect, that was what gave birth to the appointment of Pope, Bishop, and other things in the Christian religion. So,
okay.
But there was not like Pope in the journey of Christ. Okay, in the mission of Christ, there was not like
as we speak, the Pope is the most.
That is what I'm telling you. It's like you're not listening to me.
I understand what your point is, but you said Maharaj Ji is the closest to
as highest,
the highest.
Whenever the Creator takes a body to dwell among men, there are different stages of. Like, let me give you an example, if you can recall. Okay, John the Baptist said, "I'm not of the person that is coming in the next thing that will bring you just salvation." So there is different percentage or degree of manifestation of Christ or God or the Creator in human body. But whenever you meet the Satguru, that is the highest manifestation of the Creator in human body. That's what we are saying, that Satguru Maharaj Ji is the highest manifestation you can ever think about in this world of the manifestation of the Creator in human body. So with that full power of the Creator, you can experience whatever thing you want in the spiritual world. You are not limited to any level of this thing. Like you said earlier, you recall, said people give different experience. My experience was the one I'm telling you is about the kindergarten experience. That is what I'm saying. If you test Maharaj Ji, if you try Maharaj Ji, you will experience Maharaj Ji. That is what will give you the conviction to go to Maharaj Ji for divine knowledge. Then when you receive divine knowledge, now the reality of life have started.
Then how do people try Maharaj Ji? Just by calling the name?
Okay, now let me
just by calling the name.
Now you are married, and you don't have the blessing of the womb from your wife. Okay, you always live and things come to press you. You've worked in a particular department in one office, there is no promotion. When you receive salary, you don't know what to do with your salary. Definitely you seek for the salvation of the Creator. If you are faced with challenges of life, then you try Maharaj Ji, say, Maharaj Ji, this is what I'm passing through in life. Big man, you don't get time for God. Big man, they don't have time for God because they have already committed their life to that of evil. Yes, they don't have time for God. Yes. So when you have challenges, it is then you know that there is something wrong with you. Then you try. Just the way like you pray to God, say, God help me, save me from the sickness, save me from the problem I'm having. So if there is no human being that does not have a problem. What we are saying, try Maharaj Ji with that problem that you don't have solution with. It's not if you have a solution, alternative solution to a problem, you will not appreciate the kind of solution that somebody will offer to you. You get what I mean now? You won't appreciate it. But when you have a serious problem, let me tell you, in my entire generation, in my community, my family, we don't have any, in my community that I came up from, my own town, Nembe, my family, we don't have land. We don't have a house. I was the first person. My grandmother, my great-grandmother, my mother, my uncle. Nobody can able to secure a land to build a house until knowledge came my way. So the house that I built has become the family house, which I cannot even leave. If I go home, because they cook fish there, they cook meat there. If I do one guy and they will just say, because you don't get money, build that. So Even my room say I just go and drop. If I go with my visitors, I just go climb upstairs the parlor. I just do this and drop my this thing. I leave the house. I go and stay in hotel. That is what now to so say my the generation that I came from, they went to have a house in our ancestral home. Now we kill Jesus Christ. No. Maharaj Ji gave me this grace to break that course. Yes, to break that course. You see. Today everybody, the upstairs is 4 rooms. I just carry one of the parlor, 2-bedroom flat, because I designed it the way that two-bedroom flat, 1 parlor. That is my apartment. When I go, I open and enter. But the downstairs and everywhere, they are cooking fish, they are cooking meat. It's family house now. My mother now don't share them to assist her children like that. When they so me, but that's why they go. Me say if I knock out on a day, hey brother, you don't come here. So I climb up when I knock because matter waiting for town. I not stay there for comfort and go and look hotel. Only that I will come back and we have clothes and go to hotel because I don't resident in Limbe. I live in Yenagua. So when you have a serious problem, Nigeria you go know where God dey. Yes, so not the way your girlfriend divorce you say, oh, that man, you never start. When we talk of problem where we are trouser, we are shirt, we are jacket, we are coat with face cap or with a better hat carry walking stick. Now the problem with the talk. Not the problem where your girlfriend don't divorce you. No, we are not talking of those problems.
Okay, well, now let's say someone who has a problem calls Maharaj Ji and it doesn't work. Would you say that the problem is not with Maharaj Ji but with the person calling Maharaj Ji? Oh yeah, there's never been a case where they tried calling Maharaj Ji to a particular situation and it didn't work.
There is one thing Maharaj said, try, test and experience before you believe it. Okay? Now you try Maharaj Ji with a problem and it doesn't solve. It depends on what you are trying Maharaj Ji with. Okay? And the problem you are challenging Maharaj Ji with, is it a kind of solution for you to scam somebody? There is no genuine problem you have that you try Maharaj Ji that will not get a solution. Okay? Maharaj Ji is here for world peace, world unity of the entire human race. Okay? And so when you say that try Maharaj Ji with a problem, you now evaluate the kind of problem you try Maharaj Ji with that does not work. Is it the one that you say, this is my people, my family people, all of them they progress, so they must die, that will take over? No, those kind of problem does not need Maharaj Ji intervention. Yes. If you try Maharaj Ji with a genuine problem, there is no problem that you try Maharaj Ji. Which problem is that now? Which kind of power he gets? And we are talking about the creator that has taken a body to dwell among men. Whose genuinity can be evaluated by every person. Yes, I was in Yenagua when the economical center was being commissioned. When I saw the security of the men of God, I said, with God, they are going to bring this kind of police and army, navy, this thing come. We are, you see, in fact, there is no shame. People are not even ashamed. You proclaim to give security to people, and you are looking for another source of security for yourself. Okay? These are simple things. You take a step. One thing we must do today, look at Israel. Okay, a tiny nation that was created in 19 after they have been pushed into extinction or whatever thing you call it. It was established by United Nations in 1947, 48. But they knew what they believed in. They knew their God. And that God has protected them in the middle of enemies, surrounded by enemies. The Jews are surrounded by all Muslim nations that do not want it. It is the Muslim nation that pushed them out from their original home. Yes, the Jews were pushed away from Ottoman Turks from Egypt and Arabia, the ones that pushed them out from Jerusalem and occupied the whole place. Pushed them away from the original home and made them homeless until they were established in 1946, 47, 48. But they knew their original power. And that power is what they have used to secure themselves. Yes. Anybody that do not look into his original source of power and believe that the man that come and take your father into slavery will give you a source of security, that means you are a very big, you are one of the greatest fools in the generation. That is what is happening to Nigerians. Yes, we are looking at foreign powers that will give us security. That is not possible. Yes, that is the essence of monarchist community. Look inward. Every society is giving that grace with the deities and oracle that has protected you from time immemorial. Okay, if you look, whenever there is a crisis let me tell you, whenever there is crisis in the Asian Peninsula, whenever there is a serious crisis that threatens security of nations in the Asian Peninsula, the Prime Minister of Japan will lead his cabinet to visit the war shrine. War shrine, not be church. Then he will lead the Prime Minister will lead his executive to the war shrine. You see, every nation around will be condemning his a move that does not come to that level because they knew the efficacy of that shrine.
So
you can evaluate what I'm telling you.
I understand what you're saying. I mean, I was in a conversation with Satguru just a few days ago, and it's still the same thing he said about the fact that the ancestral ways should not be left out in the modern day that we are in now, and the fact that evolution might have happened, but then we can't leave our culture out of it. And now that's what you're saying about shrines and all stuff like that. And but my question is, how do we balance the old ways of worshiping deities, calling upon Ifa, Obatala, and the likes? How do we balance it with this age where we have AI, artificial intelligence, almost doing the same thing that you would even go ask, an Ifa for?
No, artificial intelligence cannot provide. If a man is afflicted with witchcraft, artificial intelligence cannot get that information for you. Okay, it's what you feed that is in the record of that system that will bring.
I'm just painting a scenario.
Yeah, I'm
not saying exactly.
But that's what I'm
doing. Would solve some kind of
I'm trying to
problems.
go there. I'm trying to.
But we have AI now.
Yeah.
And people go to AI and ask all sorts of questions, and they get the answers.
Yeah, those informations are already there in the system. Okay, just like when I've sent a particular information to the web or whatever area. Okay, like now let me give you an analogy. Okay, I'm here with an ailment. Okay, which is caused by a particular spiritual attack. There is no medical science that can diagnose that. No medical science that can diagnose the treatment to that disease. Because whatever thing, even when you go into classical history and other level of history and studies, Plato said this thing in idealism and reality, said this thing that you are seeing here, this table that you are seeing here, say is a prototype of the original in the other world. It is the idea that you conceived that will give you that creativity to create this thing. Okay. Now, the spiritual world always determines the physical. The white man is very smart. The level of consciousness that we are having has made him to now bring out a counter one that will give you, say, don't go there, leave it in, anything you want, you can have this, whatever I think that, see, there is one thing we need to understand. There's one thing we need to understand as Africans.
What is that? There is
no saying this white man will bring to you that will give you a concrete process of self-sustaining development. There is no thing this white man that will bring to you that will give you the opportunity for self-sustained development.
Self-sustained development.
Yes.
I believe that with the advent of education, sensitization, people can be more self-aware, and they can have self-accountability, they can have self-reliability, and they can be more aware of themselves.
You are still going,
and all of this come from therapeutical discussions. They came out from, it wasn't the ancestors that told us that, oh, you have to look for a talent. It was until when we had the likes of the whites coming to colonize us before we were able to look inwards and know, oh, I can sing, oh, I can become a musician, oh, I can start doing magician like the Pella and the likes. They literally imitated what they saw or what they heard or the sensitizations that they got from the colonial era. And how can we then say that there's nothing that the whites can do to give us a self-sustained development?
Okay, now let me tell you, before the white man came, you mean the black man was not having an economy?
It wasn't a modern one.
You know what is modern?
It isn't the kind of economy that can span a very long time.
Listen now,
without development.
You see, when you talk of development, it has stages of
course.
Development comes with the people's consciousness to move from one stage of crude implement to the other.
Yeah.
It's a natural process that will give you sustained development when it is not influenced by an external force. Natural phenomenon.
So something has to influence.
Listen now. This natural process of development are self-sustaining.
So you're saying,
listen.
I'm trying to get you.
Now, before the coming of the white man, you can see the level of development of Egypt. You see, when we talk about world history, when we talk about civilization, the engineering, the architectural design, engineering masterwork, technological superiority, and other things are exhibited by the Egyptians. Okay, do you know that even Pluto, aristocrats, a lot of people who said are masters of Western educational theories and this is studied in Egypt. Okay, when you study philosophy, you listen to me now.
I understand.
So you cannot say the white man brought things that make us to realize ourselves.
I'm not giving them the sole credit, but we can't take out their.
No, we can't
take out their involvement.
Their involvement was a pseudo. It was a false one to tell you, to make you believe that forget about what we did to you. No, he said, see, there is no way a man will come and rob me. There is no way a man will come and rob me and give a note to my children that with this note you can be able to trace the recovery of the stolen wealth. That one is making you to even lose the direction of how you can survive. Those things are not reality.
Okay. I know you have your own narratives. You have your perceptions.
See, let me correct one.
I just want to say one thing, and I'll let you have the floor because talk about time. In fact, we are running out of that. But then my point is, you're saying that naturally, if the whites or the colonial masters never came to Africa,
yes,
Africa would develop on its own naturally.
Yes.
And should we then say, okay, fine, look at South Africa, look at Egypt, look at Ethiopia, look at Kenya. Do you know how long this countries like Egypt and Ethiopia has been for ages, for centuries, hundreds of centuries. They've been in the history landmark. But then look at Nigeria, look at Kenya. They got their names about, say, 60 years, 50 years ago. And look at the rate at which they both developed. Considering the Egypt and Ethiopia that has been for years, even before Nigeria or Niger area was discovered. So now look at the rate at which the development, sped up. Do we not need to give the attributes to the colonial masters for making sure that happened? Or do you expect that by now, if there was no point for the colonial masters to come down, Nigeria would be like this at this moment that we are in now?
You see, there is what we call a natural shift of, even before the advent of the white man. You see, when you talk about development has to do with looking at the reality of the environment and changing the technology of sustaining, protecting, provision to the new level that necessitated it. Okay? Change of technology for the provision of sustenance, security. As at that time, And when you studied the African history, at every given point in time, we've not been put into retardation without any form, because at any time we have that challenges, there is provision of the establishment of required technology to meet that thing that is needed. At every given point in time. See, when we talk about development has to do with the possibility and the ability for it to improve technology to meet the challenges. And the introduction of new technology into production is an ingenious, is something that is creative in the life of human beings. Okay? Yes, it is something that is embedded.
I'm with you.
Okay.
It's embedded in what?
And so that is embedded in the life of people who are spiritually conscious. Okay? So you cannot say the white man, it is only when a people are faced with the challenges and they cannot make a provision in solving that thing that you said, okay, these people have been so backward and they could not able to provide it for themselves. That's why they are like this. No, the African history has not been characterized with that kind of situation. Yes, whether you like it or not, the African history has not been characterized with a situation of retardation where they were unable to improve their source of technological development. No, it is not there. At every phase of human development, the technological advancement has been going gradually. That's why, you see, whether you like it or not, the coming of the white man to Africa was as a result of the internal contradiction of the domestic capitalist economy.
I know that for sure you have to break that down, because a lot of people listening to us right now don't understand what you just said.
Okay, what I mean by that is that when you look at Europe, from the various phases of development, it comes to the level in the 18th century where capitalism was the basic source of production and survival of the economy. The imperialists operated the capitalist system for selfish motive. And when you study capitalism in its genuine form, it's about profit making by the bourgeoisie against the proletariat.
But did they work for the purpose that...
For selfish motive, for the purpose of making profit for their own selfish.
But did they work in developing their nation?
Listen now, we are talking of what, there is something we are looking at.
Do you know there's a conspiracy theory right now that Nigeria or countries in Africa that are not practicing capitalism yet are just stalling themselves, and that's more reason why major problems keep happening in those countries, because they do not want to accept that either they like it or not, there are some people in the country that are rich enough to buy the entire GDP.
You're also coming into the same shoe with me about the evil of capitalism. It is the evil of capitalism that brought colonialism to Africa. That will even tell you that the capitalist diverse operation of colonialism, of religion and other things was not for the benefit of this country or of Africa. Okay, the essence of sending Mungo Park, the Landa brothers, and other people, into the exploration of other continent was for a purpose.
Well, I think we're going to stop it right there. I know you have a lot of things to say, but I don't know how long you'll be staying in Ibadan for. I don't know if you're going to Yenogwa anytime soon, but I'd like to have you again. Maybe when we come back on Monday, you still be the one to be with us to share this good news or the gospel of the Satguru Maharaj Ji. I've had with me in the studio so far so good, Assistant Community Coordinator for the ashram in Yenogwa, Service Prami Gege Lukuma Wari Pray. What does that name mean?
Giligukuma. So don't be surprised.
Don't be surprised.
Yes.
Don't be surprised I'm here. Well, anyway, can you put out the phone numbers that people can, reach out to Satguru Maharaj Ji through?
For those of us that are listening to us, for you to tap the immense grace of the creator in human form, the Satguru Maharaj of this age, you can call the following numbers. They are 080-795-82365. Let me take that one again. 080-795-82365. The next one is 090-375-92122. Let me take that one again. 090-375-92122. The next one is 0803-719-2667. Let me take that one again. 0803-719-2667. These are the direct divine number they can call Maharaj Ji to provide solution to your problem.
And they also call it the sweetest numbers.
The sweetest numbers
on earth, in the universe.
Yes.
Anyway, it's been a great time having you on the show. I know we didn't put an end to our discussion on this show, but it's due to the time.
Okay.
And I really did try, because apparently, even like 3 minutes past the normal time, but then it is, well, I mean, I can pay for that.
I know.
Anyway, it's been a great time with you. Service Premi Gele Gukuma Warikre.
Yes.
Wow. Such an amazing name. Never heard that before in my life. Anyway, it's been a great time on the show. Guys, do well to catch us again on Monday on the One Love Family Hour. Normal time is 12 p.m. But then don't worry, it is well. Anyway, it's been a great time with you. And also have Service Premier at Tunshe.
No, Ashram
Premier at Tunshe. Actually, oh, I never knew you were an Ashram Premier. And I also have Ashram Premier Omobere. Omamere. Oh my goodness, all these names. Good. Okay. Well, so we come your way again next time. It's been the One Love Family Hour, of course, from the stable of the Satguru Maharaj Ji. And yes, I'm sure you heard and learned a few things, and you need to try the name. Yeah, if you're in any problem you want to get out from it, try it, test it and see. And when it works, go get the divine knowledge. You see what happens next. Thank you for joining us. I've been your host. You call me O to the L to the A, Olaswave. And yes, I'll still be here tonight for the Grand Slam. So keep it locked on this Ultimate in Style Radio. 95.1, that's the frequency. And yes, you call it Ray Power at 5.1. Bye for now.